Hey, baby girl. Off to my show. Hey, lady, I love you. Let me tell jokes about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. I'll see you, kiddo.
Hi, I'm Chloe. That man was my daddy. He is a comedian. We're gonna tell you a story. This is my stepsister Anataya. She really likes ballet. This is my sister Jordan. She's in college, so she rolls her eyes a lot. That guy with the trumpet is my stepbrother Rafa. We're going to tell you a story about my daddy and his friends. It's a story about his friend Robert and their very good comedy show. I'm not saying it's a very good show, it's just the name. I don't think this story is a big deal, but Daddy wants us to tell you anyway.
In the winter of 2016, my dad, a 46-year-old former minister and father of four, met a 23-year-old comedian, actor, and model named Robert.
In the winter of 2017, they started a comedy show. They found stages and built an audience. They had their friend Jeff bring his band. They hired many comedians. Some, like Jason, Neko, and Melissa, were regulars and became close friends. They had fun.
In January of 2018, they decided to put the travels and antics of Very Good Comedy Show on film for 1 year. Now, they're sharing that story with the world.
Let's just do nothing but introductions for now. And then we'll do, so let's do that, and then we'll cut and we'll get other, no, we just need to leave. We need to be sitting in the same place.
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Robert Punchur of the Very Good Comedy Show, here with a human manifestation of mothballs, Mr. Aric Grooms.
And I am here with the champion of the 2017 Williamsburg Crying Contest, Robert Punchur.
God, fuck your old ass memory. You just did that one.
I want to get a better take of that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with my great grandfather, Mr. Aric Grooms.
And I am here with former member of the, wait. And I am here with member of former,
It's okay. It's okay. We can do the meds, we can take a nappy nap, we can come back tomorrow.
All right.
You still have tomorrow. At least 6 more of them in your life.
Whatever. All right, fine.
He's old. That's the joke.
People who have pets are stupid.
Ladies, I'm Robert Punchur, and I love animals.
The oldest living member of Zero Direction.
Because your first comic is here. He was the winner of USA's First Impression. Let's make some noise for my guy, Jason Scoop. Come on!
Hey, how we doing? Woo! Give it up for my friend Jeff, man. Holy shit. God damn. It's good to be here. I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. I'm what you call ethnically ambiguous. Yeah. My mom's actually West Indian. She's from the islands, Trinidad, Tobago. And my dad's Polish. Yeah, like really fucking Polish. Like my dad's so Polish he makes you look Puerto Rican. That's how Polish my dad is. And then somehow I just came out looking like neither of those things. Right? Like somehow I just came out Jewish. That's how.
Yeah, I'm not a political correct guy. Never have been, never will be.
Thank you very much. Good night, guys.
one of my favorite people in the city. You guys are gonna love him. You've seen him on True TV. Make some noise for Neko White, y'all. Come on!
You know how when you walk into a conversation at the wrong time? That's what happened to me. I came in and I heard, who's pro-slavery? I said, what the fuck is happening? And just so you know, I was very cautious about who said what during the pro-slavery part. Thankfully, you all passed the test. Now look, I'm black, that's obvious, but I got a very weird compliment the other day. Somebody said to me, they said, Neko, you know why I appreciate you, man? I was like, nah, I'm down for compliments. Why? I said, because you're unapologetically black. What the fuck does that mean? Who do you know that's apologetically black? What?
You know what's funny about the New York City comedy scene? It's like a cheese grater almost. Your ego is the cheese, right? And over again, when you hit that grater, it is going to get shredded and shredded and shredded and shredded. But you'll find out that community is really small. You're only going to get a certain number of friends. You'll have a lot of people that you work with, a lot of people that you appreciate. But it's just like a job. Those co-workers. Everybody isn't going to be friendly. You know what I'm saying? But are you a nice person? Are you, and sometimes you don't have to be nice. Are you just decent to be around?
You see it on the New York Comedy Festival. Make some noise for my girl and yours, Melissa Diaz. Come on!
Right. Yeah, I grew up in the Bronx. But I was weird there too. Maybe just me. I don't know. I was the only kid that wanted to be a werewolf in my school. Right? You can get away with that like first 4 years of your life. But then kindergarten comes around and have career day. Remember that? One by one, they just single you out just to make sure, I guess, you're not like, you know, just kind of out of it. And everybody was giving great answers that day. This teacher was losing her fucking shit. She's like, oh, Timmy, what do you want to be? A firefighter? Oh my God, Timmy. You're gonna save so many lives. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. What about you, Melissa? A werewolf. Like, okay, Melissa. You know what? That's great. All right. Special needs.
I like connecting with people in a very controlled environment in which I don't actually have to hear what they have to say. That gives me anxiety. But I love people as long as they are about a foot or so away from me at all times as a group. One-on-one is fine. I can talk to people pretty well that way. 2, 3, 4, I start to break out in hives. I crawl into a corner. I hiss. I basically turn into your house cat.
With enough drugs, everybody loves Raymond's funny. Yo, that's my time. You guys have been amazing.
Guys ready for more shows? Say yeah! Next guy coming to the stage is a co-producer of this show. He's a very, very dear friend of mine, so I need you to give him a lot of love. You ready to give him love? Make some noise for Robert Punchur!
Try not to let whenever jokes don't work bother me, because I am also part of what people call the snowflake generation. When I've heard that one, that means I'm going to be perceived as being overly sensitive and underly masculine, which, if I'm being honest, kind of hurts my feelings.
You need to start to realize what is good about yourself and to focus on that aspect of yourself and be able to continue to put forward that positivity, to continue to put forward that kind of self-care and care for others that you're surrounded by. And whenever you do that, that's poor terminology. That's poor terminology. Surrounded by makes it sound like you're like trapped. And you're not, because you have that circle of support around you at all times.
Sorry, yeah, I never thought that I won't let you down. Sorry, now. You guys ready for your final act? Are you ready for your final act? Next guy my favorite people. He's a co-producer of this show. Now, I don't do this for everybody because this is my thing, but I want y'all to bring him up like this. When I say Aric, you say Grooms. Aric! Grooms! Aric! Grooms! When I say Aric, you say Grooms. Aric! Grooms! Aric! One more time. When I say Aric, you say Grooms. Aric! Grooms! Aric! Grooms! Make some noise for Aric Grooms! Come on,
I go down to the synagogue. I've been going. I always go. I've been going long enough now that people kind of rib me, like the guys down there. We're kind of buddies and stuff. And they'll always ask me. They'll be like, hey man, how's your Hebrew? I'm like, yeah, she's all right. She's over there singing.
I always thought if I could outwork and outlearn my competitor, then I could be successful. Everybody's funny. There are a lot of people that are funny. There are a lot of people who are smart and attractive or whatever it is you want to say, but I'm like, okay, in order to be successful in this, I have to outwork and I have to outlearn everybody that I'm competing with.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
This story that began in New York City has spread beyond. Very Good Comedy Show heads on the road regularly to entertain audiences around the country. Building a fan base is essential to the success of independently produced shows and new artists.
Aric and Robert have taken Very Good Comedy Show to many cities and small towns. They've also taken some of their favorite artists along with them for the ride.
Their goal was to build a broad fan base. They ended up creating a family.
Yeah, I slept 3 hours. I went to sleep for the rest of my life.
7:30. We're going to Ohio, my hometown, Waverly, and then we're going to Wapakoneta up north in Ohio. Everybody's talking about how they can't wait to go to sleep, and so I've got to drive like 8 hours. So that's my life.
In the pouring rain, but don't get scared when you still see the flame, 'cause I don't remember last night. Did I fall in love or did I get in a fight? I don't remember last night, not a goddamn thing. I don't remember last night. Did I fall in love or did I get in a fight? I don't remember last night, not a goddamn thing. I don't remember last night. I was down and out, I was high as a kite. I don't remember last night, not a goddamn thing.
Speaking of cultural appropriation, what up, Scoop? What's good, baby? Boom gang. Whole lot of gang shit. What's good? Why are you late? It's the fucking De Blasio, bro. 2 hours late. It's De Blasio. De Blasio, whatever his name is. Where's Melissa? Where the fuck is Melissa? No, Melissa's in here. You got here 6. All right. Okay. Like I said. But it's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you too. Ah! There she is. Come here, baby.
Y'all got fluid and all that kind of shit, water and all that? Huh?
I like fireworks because they're fucking awesome. The whole reason this was brought up in the first place is because Joey's like, oh, fireworks, fucking, they didn't, he's like shitting on fireworks.
Since I was 5 years old, they have not gotten better.
What do you mean they have not gotten better?
They haven't increased. Like I've
It's
seen.
like saying jerking off hasn't gotten better. It hasn't changed, but it hasn't decreased. And there's always new fireworks.
Yes, there's always new fireworks though.
No.
Macy's 4th of July. Every fucking year they upgrade.
Fireworks?
I feel like you've only had fireworks like one time. It was like the jumping jack shit that your uncle gave you and it popped you in your
You
head.
get a mortar, right? You put it's like a bomb in a tube.
Yep.
That you just take home with you. You get screaming memes, Roman candles.
Roman candles. Have you ever used a Roman candle?
Yeah.
How do you find happiness, Joe?
Not through fireworks. Huh?
YouTube videos?
Not through fireworks.
Don't worry. You don't gotta say shit. You don't gotta say nothing. You can just sit here and run the count. Just have yourself a good time. Silent.
Come on, that was funny.
To who, nigga? This a whole car of human beings and Puncher, and ain't none of us cracking a smile.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you not like mine? Something going on in your childhood. Did you hate your mama?
She used to spank him with fireworks.
Is Punchur still on suicide watch? Does everyone keep an eye on him in shifts?
We don't let him go across the bridge with us. That's why we're going through the tunnel.
Right.
Robert, is everything okay?
He's okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
If he wasn't okay, we'd be shitting on him. Hey, man, he's gonna
Who
kill
wouldn't be? Yo, you've never seen me around sad Punchur.
I've seen strangers concerned about Punchur. Like, we were in Woodstock. She didn't even know. She's like, is that guy okay?
Wait. Stop. What the fuck were you doing in Woodstock that you made high people concerned about? God bless. You want to hug? Look, we group hugging Rob after we get to the first rest stop.
Yeah, man.
Every rest stop, Rob gets a group hug. Portrait of a sad man.
I just wanted to sleep.
Yo, someone's getting pregnant tonight, son. Pregnating the whole state.
Nice. Scoop getting motherfuckers pregnant. I'm pulling out.
What? That went to fireworks. No, I swear to God, I spent like $1,000. Now people say like, oh, all that money went up my nose. My money went in the sky and blew up.
If you're not paying for a product, you're the product.
That's really true. It's like
Every time I hear Eric's accent, I just want to eat fudge.
happy.
Yeah, no, it's like that southern. Anytime I hear it, it's like
tea.
Yeah, like sweet tea. Fucking.
Every time I hear it, I get nervous.
Why?
Eric fuck around and say my name 3 times fast. We might have to fight.
I love Eric playing dumb, like he doesn't know why Neko would be like, feel worried by his southern drawl. Like,
Why ever would you?
Why? Boy,
Straight
now,
about-
boy, tell me why you feel like my accent is worrisome to a lad like you.
I say, why would you ever feel strange
Like
about
Foghorn
my
Leghorn.
Yeah.
I say this nuisance here already. I say.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there. That's funny right there.
You okay? Got coffee?
What y'all do?
You sit. I don't need a lot of attention. Nah, man. I don't want you. How bad you want this coffee? How much was the coffee?
It was $1.81.
Oh, $1.81. You ain't gonna miss $1.81. A little bit. It was a warm summer's eve on a train bound for nowhere. Met up with Pam. I think I did that song. I feel like I missed the bar too. This is the cameraman. This is Joey Rinaldi. This is Robert Punchur of the Very Good Comedy Show. Anything you like to say, bro?
I'd rather be asleep.
But you won't be getting any sleep.
We're in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a Kentucky shirt, and I'm from Ohio, and I got my best friends with me. Who wouldn't want to be living this life, right?
Right.
It's amazing.
The best. He ain't lying. As far as the best friendship.
No sensors in this car.
Absolutely none.
Remember last night, did I fall in love or did I get in a fight? I don't remember last night, not a goddamn thing. I don't remember.
Want to be awake?
I want to be awake. Yes, I do. I want to be awake and as much of life as I can possibly be awake. What makes the cut between a hobbyist and pro?
Well, this is something that you have to really want to do and that you are doing, because no matter what your situation is, you can have a family that you need support, you can have a job that you have. Somebody like me who does this full time, I don't much care about any of that. If you want to do it, do it. And if you don't, then get the fuck out the way. So if you want to do this, it's here for you. And if you don't, please believe comedy, stand-up itself will be fine without any of us. You know what I'm saying? The art form will live on.
So do you feel like just doing stand-up's making you one-dimensional? Is that your problem?
That, or I might just have gone burnt on it at a point. This is a fucking component. Like this look, this is the first time I fucking talked today, and I'm talking about myself. There's like a narcissistic element to it that I'm trying to fucking break.
Rob, he asked you about you.
Yeah.
Notice how that's already not narcissistic?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I don't get why people like scooping shit. You ever hung out with Jason Scoop?
I have a lot.
Or Jason Scoop?
I think the Scoop is very intelligent.
Yes.
And slightly insane. So he's just a unique individual, and he has an interesting perspective on things, and you know, he's cool.
Y'all weren't privileged to know new Scoop. First open mic Scoop. Michael Jackson impersonator Scoop. Fresh up the Apollo Scoop.
Yep. Yeah, Neko was at my very first open mic I ever did.
Yo, y'all are two sides of the same retarded coin, yo. I'm telling you. You got the slow delivery, and then he got whatever his delivery is.
We both, listen, we come from the speech impediment family.
It's fast, nasally, and
misfit toys. Yo,
I just can't get over Punchur's outfit.
This is a walking telethon.
You look like a coke dealer from Miami.
Wow.
From the 90s.
And you look like his customer.
Yeah, I guess. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Oh, and Joey doesn't? Look at that fucking face. Jesus Christ.
I'm never gonna get used to how nice people are in other states.
Right, true.
You know, we come in there, they're like, hi! Hi, how are you? It's like, I didn't steal anything.
Right.
Eric, don't forget fireworks. Alright, so just, you know, what you were saying.
It's just funny to me how the person that showed up last and they got all these demands and shit.
I also had the longest commute.
You live like what, 2 blocks from? No, I don't want to hear that horse shit.
I'm just saying.
You up at 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning, and you were in the city. One of these hoes.
I honestly wasn't. I was home on my own.
You can lie to us if you want. It ain't gonna work.
Crossing over the railroad tracks, Ohio 104. It's been a while since I've been back, stopped by Noel's corner store. There's Margie Davis still walking around town to see it's love she's been looking for. And I don't get that feeling much anymore. Started thinking maybe I should come back home. There's a buddy of mine said the plant's gonna hire.
Artists find their sense of being while creating their art.
I got unfinished business, a dream that I'm living.
The painter comes alive with a brush in his hand.
But it's good to know
The actress feels herself by portraying someone else. A preacher yearns to be in the pulpit. And a comedian doesn't exist unless they are on stage.
I'm super excited to have this group of guys here tonight, but I'm going to let Brad bring them on stage here, especially this good-looking one back here.
You think he's good-looking in the dark? Wait till he comes up here. This is Robert Punchur. Hand for Robert.
Thank you. He calls me pretty, then doesn't even shake my hand afterwards. Oh, man. Yeah, it smells like lavender. I'm not a native New Yorker myself. I don't know if you guys can tell. I think it's kind of obvious. Whenever I came up here, I smiled. All right. And New Yorkers not going to do that because they know that showing your teeth can be a sign of weakness. All right. That's actually the quickest way to make some New Yorkers uncomfortable. You just smile at them, which a lot of you are not doing for me right now. So I'm serious though. If you're ever there, you get on the subway, you look at the guy across from you, and you just go, "Hey neighbor," you'll get stabbed in the smile. All right? On that note, are you guys ready to get this show going? Yes? And please give me a round of applause for Miss Melissa Diaz.
Give it up for Robert, your host. Host with the most. Up until 2 years ago, I never even went anywhere in the U.S. at all, because I grew up in the Bronx. every single state I've been to has always been something interesting going on. Like Tucson, Arizona, right? Very excited about that. I was like, oh my God, what is it the people in this magical desert town do for fun? And it turns out it's cocaine. It's a lot of cocaine. Now, this is a musical space, so I feel like I want to end on a song. This is my song about shoes. If I pay for these today, I'll be broke until I get paid. So I lay low, turn off my phone, eat ramen noodles, not pay bills or my rent. Worth it. 'Cause I will always, I know you're feeling it, girls, let's do it. Love shoes. Will always, let me hear it. Love shoes. And even boots. Thank you for the 6-part harmony. You guys have been great. Have a good night. Thank you.
One more time for Melissa Diaz, guys. Let's make him feel welcome, guys. Fill it up for Mr. Joey Rinaldi.
Hello, Wampug, Ohio. Keep it going for Robert Punchur. Yeah. So, a little something about myself. My parents are first-generation Americans, which makes me first-generation white privilege. My whole life, my mom said, Joey, don't smoke weed, you have to go to a good college. And then I finally got to college, and everybody was smoking weed. My mom did not prepare me for college at all. And then I started getting bad grades in college, so my mom was like, Joey, we're gonna give you Adderall so you can focus. Now I'm doing drugs to stay in school. Do we see the irony here? Thank you guys so much. I'm Joey Rinaldi. Have a great night, everyone.
We have the co-founder, co-producer of this show coming up the stage. Please make him feel welcome, Mr. Aric Grooms.
Robert Punchur, everyone. Give it up for Robert. That's how he looks. He looks like that all the time. I mean, even like at Cracker Barrel. He'll show up looking like that. Women weep and young children cry and waitresses drop their trays. It's awful when Robert Punchur walks into a Cracker Barrel. I love him. How about Missy? She did a good job. Missy Diaz. Give it up for her. And also, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of Joey's Make-A-Wish. This is going to be a night he'll remember for the next 6 to 8 months. I believe, I'm a believer firmly in Jesus. No doubts. Yeah, give it up for Jesus. All right, I know that. But the religion lies to you, though. They fill you full of lies every once in a while. And they're well-meaning lies, but they're still, like, not quite true. Like, in Sunday school, my Sunday school teacher told me that we weren't supposed to drink liquor. And I said, well, what about Jesus, water into wine? And my Sunday school teacher told me at 12 years old, that's because they didn't have Pepsi back then. Like, you tell me Jesus Christ can turn water into wine, but he can't invent Pepsi? You guys have been great. We were here 6 months ago. We'll come back every time you have us. I'll leave you with this joke. Not really a joke, it's a story. It's real shit, Oh, all this stuff is real. Not really. Some of it is. Too much of it is, honestly. Anybody go to the Women's March this year? Somebody did back there. I see the hand. Who watched your cat? Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
I'm sorry, that was bad. That was really bad. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to imply that if you're concerned about women's issues, that you're also going to die alone. I didn't mean to imply that those two things are connected. Now, my wife asked me, she's like, hey, do you want to go to the Women's March? And I'm like, hell no, I don't want to go to the Women's March. And so we're down at the Women's March. And what I loved about the Women's March in New York City was the signs. Everybody got to have a more creative sign than the other guy, right? So this one sign said, you can grab my pussy, but don't touch my health care. And I said, deal. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Let's keep it going for louder. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Give me a round of applause for Mr. Jason Scoop.
Hey, how we doing? We good? Beautiful. Yeah, good to be back. Give it up for Rob and his gay face, huh? Yeah, it's great to be here living the dream. When I was a little kid, I dreamed of one day performing in a bomb shelter, huh? Yeah, no, I'm Catholic. I like the Catholic faith because I'll be honest, Catholics show up twice a year, Christmas and Easter. Rest of the year, I'm boozing, I'm fucking in the bathroom of the Moon City bomb shelter, I'm doing blow, cheating on my taxes. Christmas and Easter, I waltz in there, throw that 20 bucks in the basket, boom, heaven, huh? You know who I think Trump should hire as his press secretary? Cat Williams, the comedian. Cat will just come out, put a gun on the podium. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If the president says there were 9 million motherfuckers in the crowd, you better believe there were 9 million motherfuckers in that crowd. Y'all little CNN fake news ass pieces of shit, I will shoot Don Lemon in the face. If the president says he would have saved them little kids in Florida, he would have saved them little kids in Florida. Oh, everyone tightened up on Florida. Little fucking activists, man. Parkland got me thinking, man. It's like, there's been a bunch of school shootings. Nobody ever fucking protested and shit and walked out. I'm like, what were all these other fucking school shooting killing? The Columbine just took that shit lying down. They just enjoyed that fucking week off. Came back on Tuesday like real goddamn Americans, baby. Thank you, front row. Thank you. Everybody else, let's get up to school shooting topic. Guys, that's my time. You can grab. Thank you. Mr. Neko White.
Thank you, audience. As far as round of applause go, that was mediocre at best, Robert Punchur. I'm gonna need more. One more time for your closing. Much better. I have kinda enjoyed my time in y'all little part of town. Just kind of. I want to say I had a great time. Fuck that. I want to kind of enjoy my stay here so far. The people are amazing, but like y'all need to get used to having black people around. Somebody came over to me and was like, just so you know, just to make you feel comfortable. You're not the only person of color here tonight. I was like, I've never felt more uncomfortable all day. You think I thought I was the only black person here? The name of this city is Wapakoneta. That's a black chick from the hood. The fuck Jason mentioned a hurricane. He mentioned Hurricane Sandy. I'm also from New York. Let me tell you something. Be grateful for whatever job you have and just thank God that you are not a fucking weather reporter for CNN. That is the most thankless and dangerous job that I have ever seen. Do you notice whenever there's a hurricane, they send their reporters out in the storm? No. I don't mean before the storm gets there. I mean the hurricane is right here and the reporter is right here. And they still try to be professionals. This one lady, she was out there for this hurricane in Florida and the wind was killing her. But she was still trying to do her job. She's like, if you're still in this part of Florida, if you're still in this part of Florida, we're going to need you to evacuate. I'm sitting at home like, no, you need to evacuate. Get out of there. That wind is killing you. Everybody you talking to is at home, safe right now. I don't mind my new neighbors, but I will say this, I kind of miss my old neighborhood because I'm a project kid. Now you can always tell how good or bad your projects is by its nickname. So my project's given name is Taft. Nickname, Taft Afghanistan. Just to give you an idea of what I grew up around. It was a fucking war zone. So growing up, when I was a teenager, one of my friends, he got shot, and he got shot pretty bad. Now, mind you, there's no good way to get shot. You'll never see somebody get shot and go, oh, that's a 10 out of 10 right there, buddy. Do you know who shot you? He said, yeah, I know who shot me. I said, cool, you gonna tell the police? He said, nope, I can handle it. And that's when I learned that Swizzy is built to be a gangster and Neko White is built to be a comedian, because if you shot me and I know you shot me, I'm telling everyone who speaks my language that you shot me. I'm bringing that up in conversation, don't got shit to do with getting shot. Nico, how was Wapakoneta? Mike shot me, Mike shot me, Mike shot me. Give a fuck about Wapakoneta, they not used to black people. Mike shot me. You're amazing, I'm Neko White. Thank you.
I didn't know, and I was daydreaming until I saw your face. Won't you come my way?
Feminist miss the guy who's like, oh, I'm an ally. Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice you had tits. I only check out women's personalities.
That's a creep! That's a creep! Give it up for Robert Punchur. Serial killer number correct. Thank you.
Jason Scoop, Neko White, Melissa Diaz, Aric Grooms, Joey Renati, and all the acts you saw tonight. One more round of applause.
Actually gonna build a golf course over the lake. We're gonna keep the lake. Environmental issues, believe me, but we're gonna build the golf course above the lake. Where's my drink? That's the most important thing of anything.
Whichever.
Just for you.
Thank you.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's forgiven. Is there a roofie in here? I hope so.
Is there a roofie in here? Everybody.
Wow. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Lake White motherfucking Tavern, entertaining the people.
I know you do it. I mean my thanks sincerely. I don't take compliments lightly.
Hey, why are you yelling at me?
Well, I just had
What are you yelling at me?
See if I can
Hey,
get
come
this.
out. Hey, put me on fucking TV. I run this fucking joint.
Got it.
Come out. You were fucking tremendous tonight, dude.
Thank you, Captain.
I'm on camera. I didn't have to say that.
He definitely
I wanted to say that.
Yeah. Work with my city there, so.
Here's to when you're living in a van down by the river. I was sitting in a bar with the gumbo with the line, wishing that we had some cocaine. On a Tuesday afternoon at the end of the winter, and we was just waiting on the spring. When this guy walked up to us and he asked us what's the fuss, told me he could ease all our pain. He said he is a pills, I know what he's got, and he will only tell me his name. I got powder in a pill, I got my prescription filled. I'm telling y'all it's called Adderall. Keeps you up at least a day, no matter what they say, but at least you don't snort up your nose. Hell no.
We love it. They are the funniest. We love very good comedy.
You know, getting a sense of the vibe, the culture out here in Ohio. I love this state, man. This is a special place. No homo. It's a special place.
No, Matt was my roommate in college.
What college did you go to?
Huh?
What college did you go to?
Yeah. We went to a college. It was a...
What college?
Pyromania College.
Your mom's college. Your mom went to Aric Grooms.
I did not go to Aric Grooms. I went to Circle Bible College.
It was actually called Circle... No, it was called Circle Bible College. But now it's Aric Grooms.
Concept of self-betterment. You are what you do. Not what you think, not what you say, but the actions you complete in this world are the most tangible representation of who and what you are. That's what you do.
How tangible is this?
Can't hear it one more time? I thought I was the most childish one here. You have beat me by leaps and bounds.
You really are like very like good on camera.
Thank you.
All you guys are, but like you especially. You like I'm looking right you in person. I look at the screen. I'm like, oh, you look better here than my actual eyes.
I don't know. Does that qualify as a compliment?
No, it's a backhand. It's totally backhanded.
You would make a great caricature.
And this is not. I had. Where is the rest of my shit? I won the.
Is it Uno with cards just spades?
This is less than I started.
For the
Is that the same
most
thing?
part, but no. I would love to play spades, but I don't feel like teaching spades.
I love to play some Uno. I'd love to play some Uno.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
This poker game would be great if Matt isn't an asshole and blows my winnings all over.
Wait, so are we playing poker or Uno?
No, keep going. Let's do
Are those
this.
games even slightly similar? Yeah.
No, this is good. Let's play this. This is good. Let's just do another round of this.
This is good, guys. This feels good. We're connecting. Do you not feel what's happening right now?
I've drank with you guys at 7 in the morning. I've been with you for, we're connected. These are the days we will always remember.
Forever and ever.
I'm not remembering
I mean, it could just be the beef jerky talking.
I took my shirt off when I parked the car in the driveway. I'm proud of myself.
Right.
Puncher said, I jumped out and I took my shirt off and threw my hat on the ground like I won the Daytona 500 when I made it here drunk. Puncher's like, have you had your shirt off the whole time? I'm like, no, I just threw it off. He's like, oh, okay, good. It was funny though, right? We can get some of the guns out later. Let's shoot some guns.
You're gonna have to clean them after.
I hate
It's like a
guns.
lot of work.
That's good. Thank you.
I don't hate them, but
He cleans his guns.
I heard it.
I got cards.
I am the big blind. I'm the small blind. You're the big blind.
This is my actually
your roots over there.
gun solution. If you need to have the automatic rifles with the full magazines, have it in a locker at a range that has to stay within that facility. You can go. So you don't need You can go down.
But listen, I think this is the pair. I get
same hotel. Yeah,
Oh, what you bring to my house?
All right. I'll challenge you all. Hey! I'll challenge you all. I am pro. Hey, excuse me, sir.
I can listen while I'm laughing, Scoop.
If you're a real American, I am pro killing,
How many
murdering
American flags do you own?
as many people as possible. With as many magazine
You've been murdering as many magazines.
Like as many.
The fact you say magazine capability.
No.
You don't know shit about guns.
Hey,
please let him finish.
Scoop. What about Nico? I'm serious. Nico's the only one here who's like, yeah. No.
Oh, no. I know you ain't serious.
Honestly, folks, I think that like if you go to school, if you're not happy with the grades you get in you should go in there and kill all those kids, son. Like honestly, I mean like just go in there like
let him sit.
I'm talking like
let him sit in this. Let him sit.
Yeah, Nico takes over. Oh boy.
Let him
No.
sit
I want you to tell us again what we need to do when we get in bad grades. Listen, kids.
Let him sit in this.
This is a very unexpected take that Nico would take. No, kids! Kill the other kids, son!
Tell the kids.
Yo, kids.
Kill the other kids.
Fuck it, 2K for the kids.
Shoot up 2K for the kids.
Don't
cares, son? No, honestly, kill the other kids. If they treated you wrong, even if you feel slightly emotionally bullied, kill them. Kill them. Use bullets. Put them in their head. You'll get so much attention. CNN will put your face on everything. MSNBC, Fox News, fucking Al Jazeera. They will put your face on shit, son.
Associated Press.
Google, you will be in Google forever. If you feel disenfranchised and you really want to make a mark and you want to leave your fucking place and you feel like you'll never really do anything, you're not capable of doing anything in life,
like
you can still kill lots of people and become an icon, a killer icon.
If you
Eric and Dylan will never be forgotten. Thank you, Columbine!
This is what this does to you, kids. Stay away from brown shit that looks like this. Otherwise, you too can end up
like brown shit that looks like this.
Like this.
It's Nico being racist.
All this, it's funny because the best shit is never on camera. Scoop tried to end my career on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? For some shit I wasn't even involved in.
Took it down.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Jason decided he wanted to watch videos of lynchings and then gonna go to Facebook. White women definitely have more privilege than white men. You can look at the lynchings and only they look like they having a great time. I bet. Then he closes with this. I've been in the car with Neko White for too long. I'm like, I ain't said shit. I've been playing chess for 2 hours. And I've been shitting on cameraman this whole car ride. Now I'm screenshotted, can't do no shows in Williamsburg because you want to play.
Home, home, home on the other side of that bridge. And all that's between us and home is all these cars. But we're here.
She stood as you broke through the wall, and I see blue eyes trigger and fall. You slightly shifted to raven hair, smile to the side, her eyes lit wide.
Every New York City comic dreams of selling out the Beacon Theater or even Madison Square Garden, or at least closing out a show at the Comedy Cellar or headlining a weekend at Caroline's. That doesn't come easy. So, until that happens, there's a lot of work to be done. You produce independent shows, you work at the lesser-known clubs, you do everything you can to stand on a stage in front of any group of people.
Luckily, you are never alone. Lots of people are doing the same thing. There is nothing more valuable to an independent artist than solid relationships with collaborators. Dad and Robert are fortunate to have a solid network of fellow producers and performers that they call friends.
I've been chasing this city on the kind of couple rich wannabellies. It ain't the place I wanna be. Yeah, yeah. I can't drink this bitter wine. Pina Grigio, give me moonshine. I need to find a place I can be me. Talking about my roots, my roots. I'm gonna kick these fans.
I saw on Facebook, it was Bob Kitson. You know him?
Yeah.
I saw on his Facebook, he's like, hey, I need a barker tonight for my comedy show. And I thought, I was just doing this, I've been doing this like 3 months.
Kitson needed a barker.
Right.
And
But I didn't know what a barker was. I thought it was like a slang for a comedian. Bark on the show. I'm like, I'll bark you some jokes, bitch.
I didn't want to be a stand-up comedian. I wanted to be a producer. It's really weird. For like years. Yeah, I was producing like 5 years before I started performing.
Wow.
Yeah, it took a whole different route. And then everyone's like, why aren't you performing? I was like, I don't know, I didn't think about it.
So you produced before you performed?
Yeah, and I had no intentions of being a comic. Ever.
You just love
Let me know when those intentions actually kick in.
I know.
I'm kidding. I love you.
He does love me.
Why would you start then?
Oh, because I was new to New York and didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I went to the village, and I lived by the Village Lantern when I moved to New York. And I saw one of my favorites, Andrew Schultz, was barking, and Yamanika Sanders were barking.
What?
Wow, that's a long ass time.
They were
ago.
barking, and they were barking, and they were like, $3 Bud Lights. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't even know what they're calling me in for. Andrew Schultz and Yamanika barked me in, and it was like the same 6 comics. And they're all doing very well now. But it was like the Lantern in 2007, and I started this free comedy, and it was every night, and I was like, this is amazing. I want to be involved in stand-up more.
I think people who have all their eggs in one basket, albeit stand-up, is just silly. You need to have more options if you're gonna get picked up, because that's reality calling right now.
Kenny Lauren.
Hey,
Lauren.
Kenny's here.
It's
been a minute since
I know.
I see you at the club, okay?
35 minutes to
You want some wine?
Of course I do. Well, I think I got Heineken. I think.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I put out that feeling.
So how was Broadway?
Broadway was a packed room. It was dope. I went after, what's the guy with the long straight hair?
Chris Murphy, right?
Yeah, Chris Murphy. Yeah.
I was like, who? That's many people. The fact that you two guys without even batting a fucking eye.
Broadway
Because they're
people.
Broadway.
Oh yeah. You're right.
And he's a killer.
Yeah, he's good.
And but I like going after killers because I feel like you ride the wave.
Yeah.
Some people
sure.
be like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm
me.
like, nah, they
It's a
ready
main
now.
table. Sit the fuck down and eat.
He was killing them.
I feel like when I go on the I've been going on the road so much this year, and when I come back, it's like there's 80 new comics. I'm like, where the hell did where'd you come from?
It's true.
I was like, are you a comic? I'm like, are you a comic?
Definitely gotta hustle because every day somebody's getting on stage.
Yeah.
And it's competitive. I don't care what people
Oh,
say.
yeah.
This is a competition. You have to be on stage every day because it's somebody that's on stage 2 or 3 times a day. And they're getting better, faster. Like she said, you want to stay relevant and you want people to see your face. So you got to go to different clubs sometimes just to go do, just go say hello, shake hands.
I go to the Perry just for that
hang
reason.
all the time, and most likely now because I like New York Comedy Club or Broadway or whatever. Because I hang out so much that people don't show up all the time, and then they'll put you up.
100%. Showing up is that was my big goal for 2018, and I was like, I just need to show up more.
And we
Like,
should all
just
support
keep
each other too.
Right,
That's another thing.
Sure, it's always nice to see another face. Absolutely.
Right, and you get spots. That's what I'm always shocked about. I'm always like, oh, I don't need 5 minutes, but I'll take 5 minutes. Yes, I will.
Am I being a bother by taking that 5? All right.
Yeah, oh my God, so many
They never
people
give me
form.
5.
That's another thing as a producer. Everyone's like, when are you gonna give me a spot? I was like, no, when are you giving me a spot?
No, I'm gonna re-raise both of you. The motherfucker of them all is when you give out spots and the people don't have the goddamn common courtesy to reciprocate that shit.
I second and third that emotion.
I have a list of motherfuckers galore in my head. They're like, let me be on comments, let your comments, you go, suck my dick, because here's why. I messaged you several times like, hey, you said hit you up. I'm gonna do it on my show. I follow up with that shit 2 or 3 times, and you don't have the fucking common courtesy to respond to that shit. Suck my dick. How about that?
He has comments watching comments. I have comments cutting comments. And if I share that and say, all the people on the show, and please subscribe, like, and share. Like, you can't hit me up for a spot and not share my show. 100%. And expect that I'm going to give you a spot.
Right on.
Because I'm like, you're asking me for 8 minutes on my show, and I'm asking you to push the share button. It takes a second.
I'm putting you on fucking Amazon, and you cocksuckers can't even put him on your podcast or even a spot on your bar show. That is what just drives me nuts.
I dislike when a comic will Facebook message me, email me, and ask for a spot. They've never been to my show. They don't know who I am. And they're asking for a spot. They're not offering to bark. They're not offering to say, hey, I could bring a friend. That's just not appropriate. Like, if you're clearly asking for a spot on my show, which you know already, now the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club is a different thing than it used to be.
Comedy Club. Yo. I know they painted it.
It's true. No,
Calm
it's
down.
true.
Let her
It's
finish.
growing.
Let her
It's
finish.
growing.
She's tripping right now. Let her
It's
finish.
growing into something that is much bigger than it was before, and it's something that it's like, you can't just
Much
be
bigger.
a nobody that's just coming in
Okay.
here. You actually have to be something.
Also, people always tell me they don't do. I love when they open up with when I haven't even stated what I have requirements when I produce a show, and I produce.
I was gonna say.
I produce 9 shows a month. I don't do bringers.
I knew that.
And I'm like, okay, but like
I'm not
I
gonna do it.
want to be a bringer my whole life though, because like I'm trying to build a brand and a following.
Every show I do is a bringer.
That's champion.
I always try to bring people. Like,
But here's the thing, though. You should only be a bringer for yourself.
That's exactly right.
True indeed. Different from Kev. I started out and I was like, I ain't barking because I started comedy at 39. I'm too old for that. But when you get your own show, that's equity. So now it's like, I will work for myself. So I'm on front lines like Leonidas in 300, trying to get people into my show.
You are.
And I got people out there trying to get people. So I want my shows to be packed for the comics, for the people in the show, and just for my reputation. So, like, I'm out there trying to get people in, and it's always some comic. And the way they do it is so... It's like, they'll ask people, they ask somebody, and they'll be like, so whose show is it? And then they'll come up to me. Like, out of all the people, a little black dude, hey, you know whose show this is? And I'll be like,
No, I don't.
me. And they'll be like, you got time for me? And I'm like, what's your name?
I knew
I don't even know
next
it.
thing out of your mouth.
And then I tell them like, yo, listen, when a dude is like barking people into his show, the worst thing you can do is come up to them and say, can I get some time? Especially if they don't know you.
I think a lot of comics think in the mindset of like, I gotta get famous, or I gotta get the special, or I gotta get passed, or whatever those big ideas are. And it's like, I come back to every day is like, I'm just trying to get funny.
As soon as I get
when
good.
I am funny, when I am undeniably
It'll happen,
funny,
it'll happen.
everyone will know who I am.
I've done sold out like New York Comedy Club or Caroline's has done a feature spot or whatever, but like you know what the real shit is? Where you're doing 4 fucking people of the Grizzly Pear. That's when you're like really working.
11 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
That shows how you're a fucking comic.
If you believe in it enough and you have enough people saying, this is fucking good, do not quit.
You all want it, that's why you're doing it. So I think it's the same thing. I think you are doing the same
We
thing.
are, we are.
If you weren't doing it.
longer.
We're just tired.
No, it's going to take longer because they don't have the hours in the day to do it.
I'm pretty tired.
Well, you know what? You pull fucking double duty.
I'm always tired. Then when you leave the comedy club, then like you have to have life too.
I think life is also
Girl,
what makes you funny,
friend.
so I wouldn't be too worried about the fact that you guys have real jobs. I feel like that's a part of it. That's what makes you funny. That's what makes you real.
The place where the preacher gets the blues, talking about my roots. I'm gonna kick these shiny boots and get back. Got to get back to the place where I learned to get the blues, talking about mine. I wonder why I even bother. Small fish, big pond, muddy water, and they don't like the way I swim. Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. There are so many other people working to make comedy their life. In New York City alone, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of comics, actors, and producers. Some seasoned, some new, some successful, and some not. But each one has a unique perspective, and each one adds their own spice to the story.
Do it because they might just want a platform to share.
Robert Punchur talking all kinds of bullshit. That's all he's doing, just talking some bullshit.
I think I found a lot of my confidence through comedy. For me, that's my goal when I go on stage is to have fun. Best sets that I have are the ones where I'm having fun.
Don't fall in love with your work. Be ready to change it, be ready to modify it, keep going and keep pushing on your own thing. Don't want to let somebody else doing better, just pushing on your own thing until you're gonna get better. If you're doing better than you were last year, you're doing it right.
Comedy is beautiful because it's honest. You can tell if somebody's full of shit because you know, like when I hear your material, I know it's Robert Punchur material. You know, but then there's people out there that'll basically Google a joke, change it up just a little bit, and it's not like they can get up there and they can fool most of the people with some half-ass shit. But when I listen to Robert Punchur, I know it's you, and I think that that's the most beautiful thing about it because you can't replicate comedy.
When you get that first like fucking real laugh and you know it's genuine, you know it's not your friends or family, it's strangers that are laughing at something that you worked on, that's like the fucking, that's Easter and Christmas all at once. Just fucking 4th of July blowing up inside of you. It's the best feeling ever. It's so, and then you're like, all right, this is why you put up with all like 50,000 shit open mic sets, and you're like, oh well, it's all worth that good one show I had.
Dad was a comic from like 74 to about 5 years ago. So I was raised with it, and then I started comedy when I was 20, so whenever the fuck that was. So when my dad was raising us, I was born in 82, and that was in the boom. And so as just a road comic, he could make a very decent living. It's a viable business option.
Here's how minimalist it was in the 80s. There was, in Seattle, there was 7 clubs. Now there's 2. Okay? 7 full-time clubs working 7 days a week, and you would, as the host of a show, get flown to another city for free, get put up for free, and get paid like $700, which is what a feature gets now, but not flown or put up. So the amount of money that a comic does get now has gone down since the 80s, which is insane, and gone down significantly in 25, 30 years. Used to be that people went out to see live comedy, and now people go see the comedian they like. They trust the artist. Exactly. It's the way that music went. I mean, our grandparents and our parents went to see live music. Hey, what are you going to do Saturday? Let's go see live music. Some of the greatest stand-ups will be in some shithole club. And you're like, why haven't you been found? Why aren't you thinking? It's because, well, they didn't do all of the things necessary to create their brand and to sell themselves. And so much of stand-up has become a business more than an art form, and you have to marry the two if you want any success whatsoever. Well, I think the detriment of the system before was somebody else chose you, and now there's no bosses. You know, you look at somebody like Bo Burnham, for instance. He became completely successful off of making YouTube videos in his room when he was 14. And he's a fucking millionaire now. He did it a little different. It wasn't completely different. He did it very well, and a certain group really clung to it. And he became famous off of it. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You just have to define what your wheel looks like. Here's the other side of it. Mark Maron did TV shows, he did stand-up, he produced 3 albums, he had HBO specials, he had all the shit. Nothing hit. Everyone chose him. Then, when he threw away everything that everybody told him to do and did the one thing that he was like, fuck, I don't know what to do, people gravitated toward him.
Hello.
Just hello?
That's all I got right now.
Alright. I'm Dan Lateman.
Wait, you're not gonna welcome them?
Alright, fine.
I mean, I said hello, yeah, but the people need to be welcomed. Let the ambulance pass.
Somebody's dying.
I've got to a point in New York City where I'm actually less comfortable when there aren't sirens. Because then
Actually,
they've stopped responding.
I totally get that.
I really need to get out of therapy here.
Go for it.
Okay.
Boom. Huh? What? We're probably saying horrible things in Alien. Your mom's a bitch!
Oh man, I met your mother once. She was really nice.
Yeah. Oh, she's a lovely person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fruit Loops is introducing a new flavor, Wild Berry. Not to be outdone, Lucky Charms is introducing their new Irish Broken Home Marshmallow. It tastes like Guinness and sadness.
Independent artists must define themselves, create their own brand. The days of the network executives showing up at a club and discovering a Jerry Seinfeld or Ray Romano are a thing of the past. They had to create their own opportunities. Podcasts, web series, small acting parts, whatever it takes. Some hold jobs outside the industry. Some make enough money doing comedy to live. Others are struggling. But the one place they are all at home, the one place they all love, is the stage.
I don't get along with Dominicans or Puerto Ricans who don't like to admit how black they are. That pisses me off. Bro, if you call them black, they act like you punched them in the stomach. You're black. Oh, Bobby, no. Bobby, stop, Bobby. Bobby, please, Bobby. I know black. I know black. However, they use the N-word like they own slaves right now. But as soon as you tell them, yo, you know y'all black too. Whoa, whoa. Bobby, I know black. I Spanish. That's a language, asshole, and you can't be a language. We didn't have that. You know what sexting for me was growing up? Sexting for me was a disposable camera in a public bathroom, like. And hoping you got one right because you had to hand it into the CVS.
So ladies, let me give you this warning. If you go to a third world country and they put cement in your butt implant and you get sick, that's your ass fault. There's some people that got bad grades in here.
A doctor from New York City went to Africa. He contracted Ebola. He came back to New York City. He then rode the subway all over the city. All over. No one else got Ebola. The germs already on the train kicked the crap out of Ebola.
I'm a Christian. Same reaction I get down to my wife's synagogue. Stunned silence.
I went with Aric, the other comic. We were in Ohio, and you see there's all these other types of Christianity, and it's like they're fucking intense with it in Ohio. You know, it's like, what do you have for breakfast? Jesus! What time do you get to work this morning? Jesus! It's like, whoa, bro!
Something you should know about me is I'm married. I'm a married guy, but no one ever believes me when I say that. For some reason, I don't give off a married vibe, you know? Like, I was talking to a comedian the other day, and I mentioned my wife, and he said, wow, I never would have thought in a million years that you had a wife. And I said, can you explain this to me? Am I giving off a gay vibe? He said, no, not gay. Virgin. I'll tell you this, I might look like a virgin, but when I was single, it was bitches left and right. Like, I couldn't even walk down the street without someone calling me that.
Few would argue that New York City is the heart of the comedy universe. You could even say that Los Angeles is its brain. But the Very Good Comedy Show crew has found that the soul of comedy is everywhere else.
There's only one thing that I need to know. Whose side you on, baby, whose side you on? Yeah, I got the devil on the blues. Been knocking around New York City. Well, the road you're going down, sticky one down. Anyway you choose, you're bound to lose New York City. Realize it's down in the nick of time.
The first message I get back quite often is, in your pictures you look like you rob people. You know what, y'all are sons of bitches, man. I didn't want to laugh right there, man. That's the laugh of agreement, and shit. You guys are just kind of sitting there like, no, Chris, you're an upstanding looking individual. Meanwhile, you see the guy behind the bar, brother like me, man, he's standing there like, that nigga do look like he robbed people, though, man. Oh, the booming laughter of a green man. Why do I go to Woodstock? Y'all make shit.
I feel like this is a very Robin Williams, Matt Damon moment where you're about to hug me. It's not your fault. I also feel like you're relating to the act way too much, man.
Making a game show for cocaine addicts called Where's My Line?
I like that one.
Me too. You don't have to comment after every one of the jokes. Yesterday I flushed my friend's Adderall down the toilet. Now I just have roaches with perfect SAT scores.
Oh, okay.
Even you did my joke, and she still laughed.
I was just explaining the joke to her. She won.
This is like a weird pseudo nightmare of mine.
That's great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I saw the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life yesterday. It's the Fire Festival documentary on Hulu. Did anybody else see that? If you don't know this, there was a festival. This guy convinced people, rich, mainly white people, to go to the Bahamas for a music festival that did not fucking exist. It was nothing. He was promising all these deluxe accommodations, and Kendall Jenner's going to be there, and Ja Rule's going to be there, and you're going to come, it's going to be great, and you're going to eat like a 5-star restaurant every single night, and all you got to do is give me $250,000. They like, yeah, shit, got to do that. And there wasn't nothing there. They had cheese sandwiches, not even grilled fucking cheese, just cheese sandwiches. I'll tell you this, I come from a working class white family, and there is nothing more that we love as working class white people than to see rich white people not getting what they want. Yeah, clap it up, yeah. And then they're all, I can't believe it, we're stuck, we're stranded. I'm like, you're in the Bahamas, people live there. You're not fucking stranded. You got Wi-Fi, you're posting this shit. You're not stranded, you rich cocksucker. Guys, you have been absolutely amazing. Give it up for Jessica.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, coming to the stage next, this dude right here is so funny. I love to see him every time I see him. Hey, y'all better put some money in the damn bucket, that's all I know. This dude right here is on the USA Network. First Impressions with none of, is that real? That's real. Is that real?
That's right.
Dana Conley? This motherfucker is celebrity. Y'all better put some money in the bucket for him because he gonna be looking for something. Give it up for my boy, Jason Scoop.
Oh my
Listen to Jessica, everybody. That's one bad bitch right there. Holy fucking shit. This woman hosts this show like a fucking pimp. Jesus Christ. She's like, y'all better put some money in that fucking bin. Give it up for the most aggressive comedy show host of all time. Holy shit.
I'm doing okay though. I've had 6 different women. Who taught you how to walk? Fucking, that was the scariest walk. I was like, is that death coming for me right now? And I'm dead. Holy shit. If I walk slowly enough, no one will notice that I'm moving. Holy shit. And the fingerless gloves. Jesus Christ, how you doing, man? Oh, I died right there. That would be that. That was so funny. Can they see me?
city. Well, I just got out in the nick of time. Well, I just got out in the nick of time. Well, I just got out in the nick of time.
Said you wanted to smack her ass. Yeah, you know that's locker room talk. We was across the street from a gym that actually contained a locker room. Hi, Robert. This is good. Your stare is so scary. Oh my God. You look. You literally look like you're killing us, eating us. I sometimes think turning us into soup or some shit.
In the fall, Aric, Robert, Jason, and Melissa took another trip to Ohio to do shows for the Friends in Wapakoneta. They'd find the people great as always, and the shows were lots of fun. Unfortunately, they'd also experienced some of the uglier parts of being family.
Very good comedy shows rolling into Wapakoneta. Y'all ready for it? Yeah! These guys are funny. This is their third time back, and we always have a great time with them.
When you first, I'm just gonna sit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Bill Cosby when I say, you see, niggas up in jail. No. I mean, it was just to sit. So, putting pops to the people. Now I'm like dropping, I'm doing a TED talk up here now. Cosby. Some people think Bill Cosby's gonna get raped in jail. Whoa. Yeah, I went there. The thing is, look, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna rape Bill Cosby. Ew. Right? Put yourself in the prison rapist's shoes. You're a low-down, dirty prison rapist. You're like, yeah, we're not gonna you know, see this, who's the new guy? 21, tatted up, working out, just stole a car. You're like, nah, I don't want that. Who is this 89-year-old? That's the one! I mean, like, now you know you can't have sex with anyone else ever again. And I'm like, there was a decent chance that was going to happen anyway. It's not that. I really kind of heard that you guys laughed so hard. My wife's absolutely clueless. Came home that night after hanging out with my friends. She goes, "You smell like a brewery." I said, "No, I don't. I smell like a distillery." And a winery. And probably a dispensary. I got a lot of musician friends.
Okay, Melissa. Let's just say you couldn't be a werewolf. What would you want to be instead? Yeah, and I remember just this ball of anger forming in my solar plexus, right? And I didn't have the words for it back then because I was 5, right? But I do now. So what I was thinking, what back then was, this fucking bitch. I thought this was America. You know what? I'm gonna become a werewolf. Because I'm gonna study so hard. And it's gonna happen. And I just spent 15 years watching werewolf movies, right? Just reading werewolf books, just training. But now as an adult, I think about it. Every once in a blue moon, I'll wake up naked in a strange place.
To let you guys know a little bit more about me, for 15 years before I started doing comedy, I made my living as a bartender and a lunch lady. And I'm gonna let that shit sink in for a minute. Yeah, what that means is, I got people like you drunk at night, and then I served your bastard kids meatloaf during the day. I learned a lot during that time. I learned that bars and kindergarten are kind of the same concept. Stay in your seat. Use your inside voice. Don't touch other people. Don't piss yourself. Don't shit yourself. And I don't know how it is up here in Wapakoneta, but if you find something that looks like paste at a bar in Chillicothe, don't eat that shit.
Thank you. Hey guys. Hello. Butler is the name of the town. Has anyone ever heard of Butler, Pennsylvania before? Do you? Small town. Really tiny town. Located just between Pittsburgh and Walmart.
And now it's how he pays his rent. Because he's suck a dick on occasion.
One more, and I'm going to do the big finish after this one.
I remember when he was first running, look how quiet, you guys gotta take the pole out of your ass, let's all together, reach in there, reach up, get the glove, the latex, find the pole, wherever it is, lodged in your anus, or your, I don't know how far, some of you might be further up than others, find that, use some Vanilla Spice lube, get up there and take the pole out so we could all have a good time. Huh?
The city's cool. Wapakoneta is funny because it sounds like a Latino parent yelling at their kid, you know? That's what it sounds like. Wapakoneta, 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 Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta, 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 Wapakoneta. I tell your father,
I just can't get out of my head the last words my son ever said. And Pam's like, oh my God, what'd he say? She goes, he said, you stabbed me, you son of a bitch.
It's true. It's true. Again, it's absolutely true story. So you see how Aric and I got out of that mess and turned out to be model citizens.
This trip to Ohio was a microcosm of the comedy story. Fun times on stage, lots of friends, family, food, and drinks.
But this trip also had glaring evidence of the toll the artistic life can take. Often, the stresses of the comedy life aren't easy to detect. They are hidden in isolation or even silent depression. Or they are masked by drug or alcohol abuse.
Sometimes, though, these stresses can't be hidden anymore. What may look like a glorious mountain was actually a dormant volcano, waiting to erupt.
Tell us, how's that working out for you? For me, great. For my abs, not so good. Yeah, we went down to the gym. Like, I thought it'd be great to show me getting in better shape throughout the year. And I thought, let's go out and get Jimmy Peoples. And so Matt comes down to Grand Central, right there at this gym, and gets good outside shots and shots of us working out. I had been up to 3 in the morning the night before, hammered, and I had to do this at 11. So I'm fat, and it's like January. It's like after the holidays. And Jimmy's, he hadn't had a drop of liquor and hadn't had a carb in 10 years. So he's out there just wearing me out. And we did an interview for Jimmy's podcast. I laid down on the ground. Gave my interview laying down.
That's beautiful.
So I'm not getting up. I'm gonna lay right here.
But still, it's reality though. It's what, because in the minds of all of the comics that have dealt with you, you were like a workout machine. And then it shows the truth. You really was just fat. So, me and Aric talks a lot. And I always ask him about how was the last trip. And you guys went to Ohio. There was some argument, or somebody went off on someone.
No, it wasn't even an argument. There was no argument. I was just my fellow.
What happened, with the comedians?
Robert Punchur has been a friend of mine for what? God,
he's our guy.
He's our guy.
Longer than you and Aric.
Yeah, longer than me and Aric.
Wow.
I was going through Facebook after after the incident, I was going through Facebook to find a picture from years ago. And I went through all these pictures of me and Punchur hanging out like July 4th and different, just, you know, he's been my buddy for a long time.
He's our family. He's family.
Yeah, he's like family. But I don't know, man. Punchur's on one right now because, you know, he said he's suffering with mental health issues and
something
stuff.
happened, like...
Something popped it off. I don't know what the fuck.
It was weird. It happened. It started on the car ride out there. Yeah. Robert's sitting here, and I'm driving, and Scoop is behind me, and Melissa's with us. Neko didn't go this time. I hear Jason.
I'm like, yo, you're scaring the shit out of me, bro. Your stare is so scary. Oh my god. You look shabby. We just drove past a strip club that basically looked like a shed. This town is kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie.
We're not in the town yet. Oh, you're just out in the country.
Yeah, there goes that fucking stare again. Jesus Christ. I'm like, what? Ew. Like, I love you, but you're scaring me.
Just don't look good.
I'm kind of scared of you right now.
Then we get there. We went to Robert's house, and we're going to do a little bit of a show in his dad's garage. And Punchur's there with his friends from home. Like, these guys are people we went to high school with, and his family and all that. So this guy Brandon, who a comic from Pittsburgh, we filmed him doing some stuff he wanted us to do. And after Punchur just like in the background, just moving back and forth, not talking to anybody or anything.
Staring at me like it's no longer like just like it's like he was like I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So then I kind of, at one point, I went to get a slice of pizza. Punchur's sitting there. I walk past him and I go to the other side of the room to grab my phone. I text Melissa. I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, Punchur's looking all crazy. And then I turn around and he's like over my shoulder, like looking at my phone. I'm like, what the fuck, right? And I'm like,
he literally was going to. Yeah. He was going to fight Jason.
And the last thing he said, he's like, have you ever been hit? He's like, have you ever been hit? He's like, have you ever been punched in the face? He's like, you haven't, have you? And then I'm like, he's like right up in my face, and I'm still thinking he's joking. Because he laughs too. He's like, and I'm like, and then he like, I like kind of blacked out that whole thing. You're like, everybody else saw exactly.
It was you talk about
living it, and
so it was like it wasn't a laugh. It was hysterical.
Yeah. No. So I had to swell up, which I can do once. I'm like, he's going to kill Jason. I mean, we're in this thing that's got power tools and everything else. He's going to. Wow. He grabbed Jason's hand to shake his hand, and then he kicked at him, and he landed a kick.
Me, bro.
He like kicked him.
Wow.
And so there is when I went. I don't know how I got there that quick because I was like a good bit away. I went and grabbed Robert off of him and grabbed him by. I looked him right in the eye.
Good thing I had my knight shining armor.
I said no. I said his mom and dad are in the room. I said no. I said this is not happening. Tell him about on stage.
Actually, this is exciting. Last show I did was a. I think I was actually forgetting there. That's not part of the act.
You always kind of act like that, but not to that extent.
Couldn't last 3 minutes.
It was 3 minutes. He couldn't remember his joke.
He asked me from the stage what one of his jokes were.
Scoopy. That's one of my jokes. Yo, that's fucking.
You'll figure
it out.
No, Scoop didn't say that when the crowd did.
Oh.
Scoop said I don't know.
Oh, I thought Scoop said you'll figure it out.
No, I think it was somebody else.
No, I think he said you'll figure it out. And
Someone said
it. He might have been angry about the day before the show.
The thing about the whole night is like, it was so out of character for you. And it's not because Scoop doesn't need his ass whipped. I told him that. I mean, I was like, look, I just want to know more people whooped your ass in your life, right? The things you said, the people you pissed off, I'm just wondering you don't get beat up once a week. And he laughs and says, yeah, that's probably right. So it wasn't that you had something against Scoop, it was just the way that it just wasn't you, how you were looking and acting.
I think a lot of it comes from sleep deprivation as well.
Because on that trip, you told me you hadn't slept the night before.
Mm-hmm. And that's happened a couple times, man. It's happened a couple times where I'll have, if I have a period of, the worst episodes come on if it's like 48 hours of sleep deprivation.
So you go 48 hours without sleeping?
It's happened a couple times, yeah. And there was one that happened.
Because you were that way in the first Ohio trip, but you slept on the way.
Yeah, and usually whenever I travel, I try to get in. It's not like a full restful sleep though, so it's not like laying in the bed getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
I'll do those kind of meditative states, but it ends up not being fully rested. And if I get if the REM cycle gets disrupted in the middle of something like that, it actually ends up being more detrimental to the mind. I've been doing a lot of group therapy sessions on sleep hygiene and how that can have an impact on mental health and depression and some other mental illnesses. I've also been checked into 2 clinics in the past month by loved ones for my own.
Just to watch you? So he wasn't trying to get you. So you check into places to watch you overnight and stuff?
Yeah. Full background of the story. I went into a period of isolation and kind of removal. I wasn't reaching out to you guys as much. I separated from Scoop's one of my fucking oldest friends, man. Mm-hmm. Scoop's one of the first people that I met in the city. And after that trip, I don't think we communicated at all.
Well, I mean, not until the last West End show.
Yeah.
Your birthday.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen you guys communicate. When you were on stage this last West End show, you looked good, and Scoop was sitting right beside me, and that's what he said, is I love this guy when he's right. You know what I mean? So Scoop feels the same way about you. I think that's the thing about that night that was weird, was that, it was like we were fighting, it was like fighting some other family.
At that point, I kind of got tired of fucking jokes, that's, yeah, man, I was frustrated.
But that first night, I told you this, you'd have to go and you could get some sleep and just stay in the room and we'd be okay.
Yeah, but I have something that I'm committed to.
I know, but I didn't want you to feel like I understand that, but yeah, that you were just zoned and tired for that, and then for whatever reason, you were.
Oh yeah, well, after I didn't sleep. I felt went for a walk along the railroad tracks that night, and that's that's whenever once I get to that point of sleep deprivation, then I start making all these weird fucking associations in my mind and having almost start over personalizing a lot of shit.
Yeah, I always probably discounted your zoning outs. There have been times we've driven back from Pennsylvania or someplace and you just played drums on your knees for 20 minutes or an hour. And there's times when I talk to you, and that's the one thing when I'm driving, I can drive all day, and especially if somebody there to talk to me, I'm fine to do it all. But there have been times I talk to you and no response back, right? So I think for me...
you also, your talking pace, the amount of information and conversation that you
I got a lot of stuff, I don't have much longer.
You burned me out, man. I get
it.
It's a point where okay, I got a nap.
I get it, I understand that. But I'm saying it's just the awareness, okay, this person has these things they're dealing with, and they're in my life, and we work together, and we're family or whatever, and then so I need to know how to deal with that. So I think that's part of this whole process of understanding that.
We wish the story had a happier ending. But the good news is, it's not over.
Nothing about this job makes logical sense, right? And the fact that I've been able to make it make sense for so long, and by the grace of God, that it keeps making sense and the situation gets better as time goes on, that's a blessing. How many people really legit get to say they do what they love doing? I almost feel like I'm cheating. I've been a certified adult before a lot of people my age had to be certified adults. I was paying bills before a lot of people my age had to pay bills. And I'm appreciative of that. That means a lot.
I'm glad I found stand-up. I didn't know it existed. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it's not very, introverted family in the Bronx, it's not many opportunities to know that was something that still still being done to this day. I didn't know for years. So I found stand-up kind of late, and I'm glad I did, because everything in my life kind of clicked once I did find it, and I discovered that it was like a thing that it just, makes you feel fulfilled, super enjoyable, and it makes makes me feel happy. So yeah, I guess if you're kind of getting up there and you're not like 19 and you already know that you want to be a mountaineer or some shit, don't be impatient. Don't be don't give up. Sometimes you could be a late bloomer, and that's okay, because you never know when everything will click and you'll find the thing that completes you. Even if it's a cat. Also, I love my mom.
I feel like there's so much humor to be made of Trump and the whole thing, but without just being like, he's evil. He's putting kids in cages, you know what I mean? Like, they've been putting kids in cages, It's always, as long as we're alive, there's always going to be a kid in a cage somewhere, Oh my goodness. I love when people yell at me and scream at me, because I never react angry back. I always just usually kind of laugh, because it's funny to me. And then that makes them even more mad, and then I win. In a way, I sort of have that power over them, which is great.
Dude, that's where the fucking focus is at now.
What do you mean, where's the focus?
Familial. People I care about. People I care about, people I love, people that are around me. So the goal and the idea of doing this social work is to be able to help continue to educate and grow myself, but also do that for the other individuals I care about who are around. So with comedy, that's why I want to write more. If I can do it more in a sense that's informative, instead of a lot of the earlier stuff, a lot of the material that I still do will just kind of be self-deprecating, which doesn't really help.
Have you ever thought that maybe the person you're putting out there on stage isn't the real you?
Probably. Yeah, right now the version of myself that I perform as whenever I'm on stage is like this built up model comedian is the fucking business card that I use for it a lot of the time, and it's not necessarily fully reflective of who I am as a person.
A lot of people get into this and they think that they only need to be famous, and the problem with that is it's hard to be famous. And it's not hard to be famous, it's just hard to be famous doing this.
It takes work.
People
don't realize
it's a long game.
A lot of hard work, and
every time I do something well, it's like I cannot wait to do it again. It's like, just because I had a great juicy steak doesn't mean I don't want to have another one tomorrow. It's just addicting to be able to have the next project. I'm not satisfied at all. I'm happy, but I think there's much more to do, and I think I want to see my family succeed, and I want to see my friends succeed. There's nothing more satisfying than hard work paying off.
people's minds. It's going to create that sense of paranoia where, not to discredit the real fucking cases whenever they occur, but it puts people at such a place of sensitivity where an unintentional slip up, like a minor comment that's not fucking intended to offend, if you say, oh my god, I love that outfit. You what?
Oh my god, those are amazing titties. And now you can just self-kick them out innocently.
The cat call just ran before like a fucking a Senate hearing of like 20 women ages 20 to 50. And they're able to vote upon whether or not you can share compliments about the effort they put into their outfit coordination.
But I like where your head is. I just need like local panels that could. Like there should be a Harlem council on catcalling.
Just to say,
right?
Sorry, Barry. You're 61 now.
And you're
okay.
You were a 4.
You got a double ching. Yeah, you can just stay the fuck quiet.
You can't talk anymore.
Your compliments don't come up.
Yeah, I've not felt threatened at all, and I'm drinking whiskey on the street. That's what you do when you're white in America, even in Harlem, you drink whiskey on the street. How we look?
What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Do I pay my bills? Do I take my pills? Do I fake my skills? Do I buy in bulk? What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Go to bed on time, work a 9 to 5, drinking wine, get a watch that checks my pulse. Oh, up a dune every day, loading bowls of weed and cereal, hiding all my problems behind my materials. This life after college is one I did not foresee. That's what you get when you spend 4 years sneaking by with an art degree. Oh, when it hits you the most, when you're lying in your bed, and it's that moment you know that your childhood is dead. The more you try to bring it back, whoa, the more you fall behind, thinking, has my life lost its meaning, or has my meaning lost its life? What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Do I pay my bills? Do I take my pills? Do I fake my skills? Do I buy in bulk? What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Go to bed on time, work a 9 to 5, drinking wine, get a watch that checks my pulse. Oh,
I don't wanna grow up, I wanna be a Toys R Us kid. I wanna come home covered in mud and get stickers for the things that I did. When everyone gets a trophy, there's no losers and we all win. And then as soon as you grow old, you're suddenly told life's just not that even. Oh, if the rich and the poor kids can get along just fine, then why when we grow old, do we all divide? Yeah, man, I just pay my taxes, man, but no one seems to care. Should I try and make a baby? Should I cut off all my hair? What the fuck does it mean be an adult? Do I claim my spouse? Do I break my vows? Do I paint my house? Do I buy a boat? What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Do I shave my chest? Do I change my quest? Do I stop doing meth? Do I start doing coke?
being an adult might be better than it seems. I get to drink and smoke and gamble and buy nudie magazines. And if my life feels hard to handle, then I'll just think about my dreams until I open up my wallet and feel nothing but a breeze. Nothing but a breeze. What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Do I pay my bills? Do I take my pills? Do I fake my skills? Do I buy in bulk? What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? Go to bed on time, work a 9 to 5, drinking wine, get a watch that checks my home. What the fuck does it mean to be an adult? What does it mean to be an adult?
Forget like the camera's on you. Just stop looking at it.
Shut up.